welcome to the Bond Room Unlocked and the first quick fire debate on Quantum of Solace. Two fans of opposing opinions will thrash it out and reveal their thoughts on the film, with a little bit of memorabilia thrown in. So turn the key with me on my 26-year-old Bond collection and Quantum of Solace.
I think Quantum of Solace is frowned upon by some fans due to it not being the film that was expected, with the writer's strike being cited the main reason. Daniel Craig and Mark Forster allegedly reworked the story in between takes, leaving the plot somewhat underdeveloped and incoherent, ended up with just having a film with a succession of chases and fights. The villain, some say a bit weak, with a weak plan, weak lines and a weak henchman. I've also read somewhere, and I quote, "The climatic fight between him and Bond must be one of the most hilarious mismatches in the history of cinema."
I'm representing the point of view that Quantum of Solace is not a good Bond film, so I guess you could say I'm kind of the villain in this episode. Hopefully I don't come across quite as weak as Green did in the film. I think Quantum of Solace is frowned upon by some Bond fans because it's a pretty bad film. I mean, one of its biggest defenses is that it works well as a follow-up to Casino Royale, but come on. Casino Royale is in a whole different league compared to Quantum of Solace. It ranks consistently among the top of most lists that you see. If I use that same rationale, then eating a spoonful of dirt isn't quite so bad after eating a gourmet dinner. No. Quantum of Solace is still dirt poor. Also, fun fact, did you know Quantum of Solace loosely translates to shaky cam sickness?
So let's recap on the first round. Both fans mentioned the shaky editing. This is particularly evident in the pre-title sequence car chase around Lake Garda. It can seem disjointed and chaotic, but maybe this is what they wanted from a high-octane car chase.
What do I like about the film? Well, it has a great opening scene despite the quick edits. It also neatly follows the end in Casino Royale, making it almost a true sequel. The score by David Arnold is perfect, making this one of the better soundtracks to listen to, with hardly a bump cue and no fillers. I like the quirkiness of the editing, to be honest, with a good revenge story for Camille, who is more than capable of kicking ass, unlike other Bond ladies, and despite the main plot being not too exciting, it is at least realistic. Dominic has a more grounded feel as a real-world kind of villain, making the film's explosive finale more gripping.
So, what do I like about the film? Give me a minute. There is a really strong piece in this one. If you watch all the way to the end credits, there's a promise that James Bond will return in a film that isn't Quantum of Solace. In all seriousness, I do really like the Tosca opera scene, and I think Mr. White's character is particularly strong, even though his role is pretty small, where he escapes captivity and continues to pull strings behind the scenes. So Quantum of Solace does have some redeeming factors.
What an interesting second round that was. Now, Nick highly favours Camille as a strong Bond girl, and I agree. She's one of the few Bond girls that doesn't actually have a romantic relationship with Bond. And she's played by the lovely Olga Korolenko, who's been in numerous films since Johnny English, Oblivion, and the most recent film Black Widow. Now, JT, despite the film having its faults for him, he does love the Tosca opera scene, which is one of my favourites. It's a great set piece through its set and its scale. It has a real spy feel to it and highlights that spies do really walk among us. And I'd say a scene that really heavily influences Mission Impossible Rogue Nation from 2015 and its Austrian setting of the Turandot Opera.
Quantum of Solace isn't a bad film, and I'd pick it over Spectre, The Living Daylights and Die Another Day amongst others. On a Sunday afternoon with not much else to do, it'd be a good choice. If I rank the films, this would be top half for me.
Quantum of Solace is just overall disappointing for me. It's pretty underwhelming across the board and doesn't live up to where Casino Royale left off. It makes me long for things like oddly placed slide whistles, double-taking pigeons, Tarzan yells, and even kite surfing on a tsunami.
The purpose of this channel is to take the items in this Bond room and relate them to the films that we know and love. If you have enjoyed this quick-fire debate, then please give it an MI6 stamp of approval and click on the notifications below. Why not subscribe too, so you don't miss out on any further missions? I'd like to thank our contenders today, Nick from the Shaken Not Stirred Facebook group and JT from the James Bond 007 fans Facebook group too. And I'd like to thank you for joining me at the Bond Room Unlocked. Let's end this episode by having a look at a piece of Quantum of Solace memorabilia that I obtained back in 2008 on the release of the film. This is an MP3 player from the Sun newspaper. It contains headphones, a battery and instructions for use, and features the Quantum of Solace logo on the front. These are quite hard to come by, as they were only viable through a voucher scheme which you had to send off for. It's a great little item and it's very much of its time.